Network exclusive telecast of Buffalo Sabres hockey is a copyrighted presentation of Niagara Frontier Sports Productions, a division of Niagara Frontier Hockey, LP.
It was mid-April 1983 when these names made up the Buffalo Sabres roster. And it was this team which completed the last Sabres sweep of a Stanley Cup playoff series. 3 straight over Montreal in the old best-of-5 format. Ironically, it was the last time the Sabres won a playoff series. After Thursday night's dramatic overtime win against the Bruins, a win which prompted the biggest hockey celebration in and around Memorial Auditorium in a decade, Buffalo stands with broom in hand, a chance to sweep Boston and whisk away the memories of first-round playoff failure. Get a handle on it next.
One more time.
Live from the Odd, it's game number 4 with the Boston Bruins and Buffalo Sabres. Sabres hockey is brought to you in part by Dodge. Come see your Team Dodge dealers. Gillette Sensor and the new Gillette Series. Gillette, the best a man can get. The Western New York GMC truck dealers. GMC, they have the strength of experience. Molson, the call comes down from Canada. Crisp, clean, refreshing Molson. Answer the call. And by Budget Gourmet, Cool Whip, and Bird's Eye. Frozen food products from Kraft General Foods. Good evening once again, everybody, and welcome to our continuing coverage of round number 1, game 4. The Buffalo Sabres can put it away tonight, or the Boston Bruins can take it away. Dale Hawerchuk said this morning, we were talking about fear on Thursday night. Well, he is scared, as well as most of the players in the Buffalo Sabres dressing room. He said he's doing the hand check right now. And if it's wavering, that's a good sign, because that's the way they play, sharp. Sabres got away from their game plan a little bit on Thursday night, but captured that overtime victory. Now, for the Boston Bruins, today, Coach Brian Sutter brought the team to the Odd to go through a meeting, and he decided not to skate them, to continually enhance that coil, maybe for the last strike for the Boston Bruins. I'll be back to talk with Jim Lorenz right after these messages. Welcome back, everybody. John Gertler along with Jim Lorenz. Jim, let's talk about the dressing room situation right now and set the stage for tonight's game. What's going on in the Buffalo dressing room?
Well, the Buffalo dressing room is down the hallway to our right. To our left is the Boston room, and you can hear the silence out here. There won't be much going on in there. The intensity permeates the air in the room. That would be the first thing I think if someone walked in that they would notice, the silence and the charged atmosphere in the dressing room. As far as the coaches, there's nothing. What can you say? What can you say if you're Brian Sutter? He doesn't have to remind his club what's at stake. John Muckler, on the other hand, I'm sure is telling them, look, guys, we've wrestled them to the block. We've got the axe in our hand. He says we've got to swing it. Now's the time. We don't want to go back to Boston. We want to get it over tonight. And I think each player in both dressing rooms would sit there and say to himself, I'm going to play the best game that I've ever played in my career. And I said, that's the only way that you can approach a game like this.
Both coaches thinking and strategy tonight. And I was talking about analogies, and I only put in analogies from the Buffalo side of the fence, as John Muckler mentioned this morning. From a military side, he said his soldiers have been doing the work in this series. Yeah, they have. They followed closely to the game plan, although they did wander a little bit the last game, and I think he's a little concerned about that, because I thought Buffalo got away from the team concept like they had in Boston. They were a little bit undisciplined at times, and they paid for it, because that's playing right into the Bruins' hand, and we talked about that during the play-by-play. So I think he's going to try to get him back to playing more of a conservative hockey game. I think it's been successful in this series. Grant Fuhr has just been incredibly good, and that's what I think that John Muckler's going to be talking about. Scene is set for game number 4, a possible sweep for the Buffalo Sabres. Andy Moog will get the start as we hear for the Boston Bruins. Why not? He's set for a game and a half. He should be ready. We'll be back.
This period of tonight's game is brought to you in part by Gulf Gasolines, now with Apr.24 for today's new car engine technology. By Advantage Ford, created to give you the advantage. By cold filtered Miller Genuine Draft. Get out of the old, get into the cold. And by Cool Whip from Kraft General Foods.
Welcome back, everybody, on the Empire Sports Network and down the line to our cable affiliates. Starting in the nets tonight for the Boston Bruins, Andy Moog, a 5 goals against average in 2 games. And for the Buffalo Sabres, Grant Fuhr, 2.19 goals against average in 3 games. 2-0, 3-0 record, a .930 save percentage. And for Grant Fuhr, moving into the 6-by-4 opening for this game number 4. The officials this evening: Dennis Morrell is the referee, Wayne Bonney and Dan McCourt, the linesman. Talking about Grant Fuhr, he ties Glenn Hall for the most playoff games. That is 2nd overall. That's his start number 115.
And he's 3rd overall in victories.
Billy Smith owns that record with 132. Here we go. Opening face-off of this game number 4 between the Bruins and Sabres as the puck is wheeled out to center ice immediately. Sean Himmelett is face-to-face in front of the Buffalo bench as Himmelett tips it across the Boston line. Carrying it out is Stephen Leach. Working on the right wing is Cam Neely. Adamos at center on this shift as Neely puts it down in the corner. Hannon flaps it back, and Sutton gets it out to center. Swept to the Buffalo line by Wesley. Here's Neely coming across. Sutton can't hang on. We're going to have a penalty on this one as Sutton hung a little too long on Neely, and Dennis Morrell will issue the first penalty this evening going against the Sabres.
A nice turnover by the Bruins in the neutral zone, and Kent Sutton got caught standing still at the blue line and ended up taking down Cam Neely. And if you're a defenseman or a forward for that matter, when you are standing still, you are useless. You've got to be moving. Sutton wasn't, and he tackled Neely to the ice. And the Bruins get an early power play.
So right up in this opening minute, now Buffalo's got.
Boston has never had a lead in this series, or never scored the first goal. How important is the first goal? Well, the Sabres have scored 6 goals in the first period. The Bruins, 1.
2 for 17 on the power play. Ray Bourque from the right point. That is stopped by Dave Hannon, who had an exceptional game on Thursday evening. And Hannon, known as the General, puts it back down behind the Boston net. Ray Bourque playing in playoff game 139 in his illustrious career, working it up to Wesley, who puts it down in the corner. Bodger is there, and an icing call against the Bruins.
Now, a mistake by Boston as Wesley did not gain the center line, and an icing call in a faceoff to the left of Moog. Cam Neely leading the Bruins with 3 goals, 1 assist. Adam Oates with 6 assists is the leading scorer in this series. And Oates at center with Neely. Joe Juneau on the left wing. Buffalo, terrific penalty killing in this series. Boston 2 for 17 coming into tonight on the power play.
88.2%. Playoff status, they're fourth. Semi-final competition. Here's Joe Juno across the line. That's stolen by Botcher. He finds an opening and clears. Things about Juno. 32 goals on the regular season. There's nothing right now except for one in this series. And 5 shots on goal. Himmelad scored the game winner on Thursday, clearing it back in, and the penalty killers will change up on the fly.
I remember, John, back when I was playing, I never liked the power play early in a hockey game because you're not into the game, you're not mentally prepared for it, and that seems to be what's happening here as the Bruins struggle.
What puts it along the boards? Juno stops it. He's forced back to the right point, and that is picked up and cleared by Patterson. In pursuit is Bob Sweeney. Trying to get it away from Wesley, forcing him to make the play. York captures from behind, getting a little bit of a harassment from Sweeney. 36 seconds left in the penalty. Ken Sutton. This is first period action. No score. Juno leaves it along the boards. That is picked up by Adam Oates. In front for Neely. He couldn't get the shot away. Neely getting it back to David Shaw from the left point. Kearney trying to poke it away from Neely. That's swept to the top of the slot. Shaw gets it back over to Joe Juno. Getting everybody to position. That's poked, and Oates holds on to it. Gets the score.
The puck was deflected. It went in behind Grant Fuhr. He thought he had the puck, and Cam Neely picked it up in the goal crease and scored. So getting an early power play doesn't bother the Bruins. His 4th of the series, and Boston, for the first time, take a 1-0 lead. The puck, I think, was deflected off the goalpost, and Neely tapped it into the net. Here's a look from behind. Watch to the left of Fuhr. The puck will be deflected off the goalpost. And here comes Neely, and the Bruins lead 1-0. Adam Oates and Joe Juno pick up the assist. 2:19 the time of the goal.
Neely didn't want to take any risks whatsoever. Threw his body in front of the Buffalo net to shovel it across the goal line. Here's Ken Sutton. Setting things up from behind the Sabres net. Catlaw Fontaine along with Alexander Mogilny and Brad May up front on this shift as Ledger gets it to his own line. 1-0 Boston off a power play goal by Cam Neely. Work from behind the net. Tipping it along the way, Peter Duras. Skates down the left wing. Drilling it behind the Sabres net. Hines gets checked by Sutton. Mogilny tips it along the board. Penalty covered by Duras. Mays stretches for the puck at his own line, poked away by Bork. Here's Don Sweeney at center to Peter Duras, but a 2-line pass violation holds things up. 1-0 Boston. Here's Cam Neely. That's the goal. We'll be back. This is a regional break. First period action from the Odd on the Empire Sports Network.
We now move ahead in the action.
Adam Oates has been a tough time for him in these 4 games. 45 goals on this season. Not a goal yet. Like 6 assists. Up one in addition here tonight as Himmelad tips it out to center. Wesley up to Cam Neely. Stolen by Himmelad as he works it back down to the Bruins corner. There's Sweeney. Going to rip it away from the boards. Neely controls. Takes Himmelad out of the play and works it back down into the Sabres corner. And we're going to have an icing call here. Stopping things with 11 minutes and 53 seconds left here in the first. 1-0 Boston.
The Sabres want to thank all friends at Frito-Lay for sponsoring tonight's Global Goal.
There's a look at Grant Ledger, who's had a fine season this year for the Buffalo Sabres. 3 points versus the Bruins in last year's playoff. And the Sabres, from the start of this game, playing ultra-conservative. They are not going after the Bruins, and I don't know what they're waiting for. It's one thing to play a controlled, disciplined game. It's another when you start to play too cautious, and I think that right now the Sabres are too cautious.
I think they're all thinking about that scare check that they were doing before the game with that shaking of the hands. They just settled down.
They're a little nervous, and you don't want to make any mistakes, but what got them to this point to a 3-0 lead is puck pursuit. They took the body and they harassed the Bruins in the Boston zone. So far early in this game, it hasn't happened.
First time the Bruins have had the lead in this series. We'll go with a face-off to the right side of Andy Moog. From the draw, tipped behind the Bruins net. Joe Juno is there. Tim Sweeney, who is also back in the lineup. Putting some room for Sweeney to clear it back down into the Sabres corner. Kimball heavily covers Carney, and the loose puck picked off by Sutton. Out to center is Mogilny. Carney coming in on the play as Mogilny dashes to the left side of the Bruins net. Forced into the corner by Don Sweeney. Here's Sutton from the right point. Taking a shot, gloved by Moog.
Well, that was a nice play by Mogilny. And a good play, too. Let's give Don Sweeney some credit as he tracked Mogilny in the corner. But Alex using his quickness and his strength to tap the puck back to the defenseman. Look at this great play by Mogilny as Sweeney has a hold of his jersey. But he manages to get it back to Sutton. But an easy save for Moog. Look at the good job in front by the Boston defense, preventing the Sabre forwards, Brad May and LaFontaine, from getting in front of Andy Moog.
21 points on the regular season for Don Sweeney. Set up to the left side of the Bruins net. LaFontaine facing Poulin for the draw. Poulin leaving it into the face-off circle where Bork flips it out. Flores clearing it back down into the Sabres corner. Fuhrer a little stick handling out of his net. And checked by LaFontaine. They look to control that. Morel tells him to play the puck. And the poke it free is Sutton, but finally it is frozen up against the boards. And now LaFontaine and Poulin have a little word together as they collide to the ice surface.
Now LaFontaine and Poulin, of course, adversaries throughout this series. Every time LaFontaine's on the ice, usually you can expect Dave Poulin. And I was talking about line matchups, though, and there's been no juggling at all. Both coaches are happy about or contented to play, for instance, John Buckler LaFontaine against Dave Poulin, and of course Hannon has played against the Adam Oates line. But why not? Adam Oates is, I mean, the lines are scoring, so I suppose they're thinking, well, we're going to keep them that way. We're not going to change. Oates has 7 points to lead the series. Cam Neely has 4 goals. Mogilny 4 goals. So exactly, I mean, the defensive players haven't exactly done a great job.
Here's Bork from the left point, and we'll have a stoppage in play here. Dennis Morel.
And a penalty.
Something on the draw, and it's a high sticky call on Dave Poulin.
Right off the faceoff. He roughed up Pat LaFontaine, and the Sabres will try for the second time now on the power play. Let's watch on the faceoff as Poulin's high sticks or cross checks LaFontaine, and so the Sabres trailing it 1-0 on the power play.
Morel is going to give him a roughing call. First made the move of a high sticking infraction, but the roughing is the official call. The Sabres' second power play opportunity.
That's a bad penalty too for Poulin. You're not going to intimidate Pat LaFontaine.
Chuck sneaks from the right side of the Sabres net, bringing the play to center. Mogilny and Himmelov wait at the line. LaFontaine trailing in. Over 3 from Bork as he's double teamed. Here's Hines. That's picked off by Howard Chuck. LaFontaine. That went outside the face-off circle. Bodger and LaFontaine set it up. Himmelov from the goal line trying to sweep it over to Mogilny. In his standard position on this power play formation. Himmelov. Held up against the boards by Don Sweeney. Howard Chuck comes in to take care of it. Sets it up for LaFontaine. Bodger from the top of the slot. Back to LaFontaine. 1-0 our score. Boston here in the first. Second power play for the Sabres. Himmelov tried to flick it up to LaFontaine. Couldn't do it. And a diving Donato setting it up for Steve Hines. Going one-on-one with Dale Howard Chuck. Taking Hines down. Moving the puck just to the left side of the Sabres net. Himmel tipping it up to McGillney, breaking in on Andy Moog to the backhand, scores! It's the magic of Mogilny, and the score is tied at 1.
Incredible. Watch how Mogilny handles this pass and doesn't lose any speed. Explosive. Look at that. And he takes Moog to the backhand and beats him to the far side. Boy, that is some control, speed, quickness. What a package rolled into Alexander Mogilny. His 5th of the series ties it at 1-1. All I can think of, he's like a keg of dynamite that just explodes about 4 times a game.
Alexander Mogilny now ties Dale Hunter for the goal lead in the playoff campaign. Dale Hunter with 5 goals with the Washington Capitals going into this evening's contest against the Islanders, and Mogilny makes the match with his 5th of the playoffs.
Watch how he controls that. I mean, that's not easy to do, and not miss a stride. And Moog challenged him, but Mogilny was so quick that Moog had no chance on the play. And the penalty to Poulin is costly to the Bruins. Undisciplined penalty, we have a tie game.
We're in the second half of this first period. Locked at 1. Patterson tipping it across the line for Hannon. Skate race now into the Boston corner as Patterson lets Wesley go and provides the checking along the boards. Leaking the puck up to Neely. Back to David Shaw. Backhands it down to the right side of Fuhrer. Ledyard is there in pursuit is Oates. Also coming in is Steve Leach.
See that play that Sabres made, though? The flow is going to Grant Fuhrer's left, and the Sabres pass it back the other way to reverse it. That has worked throughout the series.
Shaw shooting it back in. Neely after it. He's covered by Ledyard. Loose puck is picked up by Leach with a wrist shot. That's saved by Fuhrer. Rebound goes into the corner. Randy Wood. It's a pop from Steve Leach, who is throwing a lot of checks here in the first period. Schmelik tries to clear it out in front. Broken play. Leach takes the shot. Splitting save by Fuhrer. Quick feet on the turnover. We'll be back.
Here's what the Buffalo Sabres must not do. Richard Schmelik, a terrible play to try to come up the middle. And Grant Fuhrer had a bailout Schmelik on that one eventually. You must go up the side when you have the puck in that position.
Donald Audette and Dale Hawerchuk working with Randy Wood. Keith Kearney drop pass to Wood. He is hit from the side, jarring that puck along the boards, and now Hawerchuk captured as his own line. Nice move by Dale Hawerchuk as he works it across the Bruins line. Nobody there, picked up by Darren Kimball. Picking it up to Brian Schmelinsky. Hook back out off the stick of Ken Sutton. 1-1 our score here with 8:06 remaining in the first period. Gord Roberts. Riche back to Roberts. Pass intended for Schmelinsky. Bodger clearing it back to the line for Audette, who flicks it back into the Bruins zone. Sabres looking to get a change here. The completion is made as LaFontaine, May, and Mogilny come out. Bodger and Ledyard work on defense. Here's Bodger out at center. To get across the line to May. Gilney taking Duras off the puck, trying to set it up for LaFontaine. Intercepted by Hines, who teams up with Bourque. Coming across the Sabres line. Bourque over to Dave Poulin with a shot. That's blocked by Mogilny. Rebound picked up the stick of Ledyard and clears it back out to center. Bourque. Moving a loose puck into the face-off circle. Bodger backhands it over to Sweeney. He will have a stoppage here.
Now we got an
interference call.
Interference penalty coming up to Alexander Mogilny. Mogilny scores his 5th of the playoffs on the power play to tie it for Yuri Himmelov and Pat LaFontaine at 10:09. And now he goes to the box for interference. And the Bruins, who scored the first time they had the man advantage, try again. Watch this play in the neutral zone as Mogilny steps in front of his check. Right here. No question about that.
So the Bruins with opportunity number 2 with a man advantage.
You want to run interference like that, but you don't want to be that obvious.
Dave Hannon directs things before we go to the faceoff. One of the reasons why he is called the general. Make sure everything is set.
Well, it couldn't be because he talks a lot, could it?
Oh, wow, he's making sure everything is set. He's babbling along.
Although I said hello to him tonight. I saw him down in the dressing room, and he didn't say a word.
Juno tipping it back to Bourque. Here's Wesley from the left point, taking the shot off the pad of Fuhrer. Another save by Fuhrer as it's shot by Juno. Wesley now to Ray Bourque, top of the slot. 1-1 our score here in the first. Juno pulls the trigger, and Fuhrer makes the save.
Notice, too, no rebound. Grant Fuhrer has been not only great at stopping the puck, but you seldom get a rebound from number 31. And he knows that Hannon doesn't have a stick. And Ray Bourque trying to take advantage of that. Juno letting the shot go, and Neely wasn't able to time it to get in front of the Buffalo goaltender, and Fuhrer holds on.
Coming into this evening's game, 100 shots on goal in this series. Fuhrer making 93 saves, including that 4-0 shutout posted on Tuesday in Boston. Profile of Cam Neely, the goal getter for the Bruins in this series. Face off left side with the Sabres net. Work back to Bourque. Goes with the wrist shot. Fuhrer is there and again hangs on. No rebound available. He must have soaked those pads into hot water, Jim.
Now that one he got between his right arm and his body. And as Bourque let the quick wrist shot go. Bourque's one of those guys, he gets the puck on the net too. Doesn't miss a net often. And he knew that he had some traffic in front of the goaltender. Sabres losing a faceoff. And Ray Bourque drifts to the middle and then guns the wrist shot. That may even have been deflected.
Tried again to the left side of the Sabres net. Hannon losing the draw to Oates. Bourque has got it. Putting it along the boards in pursuit is Hannon and forces the Bruins back out to center ice as Bourque tips it back into the corner. Bonter lost it to Juno. Centering it out in front. Sweeney backhands it.
Good play by Richard Schmelik as he read the pass out and made a good job of getting to Cam Neely in front of the net. Sharp play.
Wesley and Bourque put it up to Juno, who is without his stick coming across the Sabres line. Gets a pretty good check by Presley. Sweeney clearing it to the line where Bourque takes the slap shot. Hook the blocking pad of Fuhrer. Rebound Presley. Jolts it into the corner, and Sweeney again will clear it, this time to the left side of Andy Moore. Up to the line to Bourque. Oates rink wide over to Juno as he comes trailing across the Sabres line. Steve Leach into the corner. Held up by Ledyard. Oates has got it. Centering it in front. Juno scores. Power play goal by the Bruins, and they take a 2-1 lead.
What a beautiful play by Adam Oates. Adam Oates made a sensational pass to the front of the net before the Sabres could react to Joe Juno. And the Bruins have their second power play goal of the night. Watch this play. Now there's Juno to the left of the screen. Yuri Himelev's got to take a look behind him. Remember we talk about being glued to the puck all the time. It's like a magnet. No one sees Juno, and he guns it into the net, and the Bruins take a 2-1 lead. So power plays resulting in all the goals here tonight.
This Bruin team nowhere near the appearance they had on Thursday night. The Sabres jumped out to that 2-0 lead. It wasn't until the midway part of the first period, Jim, the Bruins had a shot on goal. Enough to turn things around dramatically. Here's LaFontaine in the Bruins zone, taking the shot. That is blocked by Sweeney. Moog also got a piece of that one. May a crunching check on Bourque. Carney trying to keep it in from the left point. Kicked out, and the Bruins come across the line with Peter Duras as Ledyard goes head first into the boards. Mogilny tipping it over to May. Checked by Hines. Kearney tries to clear. Poulin letting it up to Duras. Scores. Peter Duras gives the Bruins a 3-1 lead on a turnover by the Sabres.
Yeah, this is what we were talking about. The undisciplined play of Buffalo in their own zone. And the Bruins are counterpunchers. They will wait until you commit yourself or make a mistake. And Duras guns it by Grant Fuhr, and the Bruins have a 2-goal lead with 5:10 left here in the first period. Giveaways, again, careless play by Bodger, or I beg your pardon, by Kearney, results in a Boston goal.
14:50 the time of the third Boston goal. Peter Duras his first of the playoffs.
Dave Poulin the assist at 14:50.
Brad May having a chat with Darren Kimball. If he wanted to dance there a little bit. Fontaine held up across the line. No call. Kimball breaks out on the right wing. Sweeney can't hang on to it. McGildy back in front of his own net. Now Bodger works it out to center. May and LaFontaine at left. LaFontaine to May. Poked free by Shaw. And Donato controls in his own zone. Bodger holds things up out at center and forces the Bruins back into their own corner. 3-1 our score. Boston here in the first with 4:31 remaining. We're setting things up from behind. Saw Donato skating in, so he tipped it back out to the line for an awaiting Dale Howard-Chuck. Swatted by Richer at the Boston line. Kicked by Ledger. Wood breaking across to the left side. Hanging on the net. Puck-Tinkley. Shot score! What a play! And Howard-Chuck along with Audette combined. And the Sabres come within one.
Boston arguing. Saying it was kicked in. They're going to review it, I believe. Randy Wood throws the puck to the front. It bounced in off a Buffalo player. Now, did he intentionally direct the puck into the net with his skate? No question, it hit his skate. It's Dale Howard-Chuck. But he's covered, and that's a tough call. Boy, oh boy, that's a tough call.
Dennis Morales to the off-ice officials location, where I'm sure he's having a conversation with the video replay.
You are allowed to score if the puck glances off your skate, and if you just happen to be in the area or skating in there and it hits your skate and goes in, that's fine. But if you intentionally direct the puck by the goaltender with your skate, it will be disallowed.
Let's take a look at it again, Jim.
Howard-Chuck being checked by two Boston players. Has it go in off his right skate.
Sam Costello is the video goal judge here in Buffalo this evening. Will Norris is the supervisor of officials.
Howard-Chuck seemed to drag his right skate as he headed toward the net. Now, I would not want to make this call. No, it's good.
Second goal of the playoffs for Dale Howard-Chuck at 15:46. And the Sabres come within one.
John, again, the value of going to the front of the net. And that's what Howard-Chuck did. He went into traffic. There were two Bruins on him. He didn't put the puck into the net with his stick, but it went off his skate, and it's the same thing.
So a little bit of a controlled enthusiasm for the Sabres forces as Dave Hannon, Yuri Himalev, and Bob Sweeney work up front. Oh, funny bounce along the boards. Neely is there with a free shot. Heads up play by Dave Hannon as it's cleared to the left side of Moog, and icing has been waved off. Shaw is forced to put it along in the corner. Colliding with Himalev. Good checking by Sweeney. Jarring that puck back out to center. Picked up by Steve Leach. Here's Leach from the corner. 26 goals on the regular season for Leach. Nothing to show so far in these playoffs. So Shaw tips it up to Neely. Goes back into his own zone. Trickles down into the Sabres corner. Hannon is there. And in pursuit is Oates. Hannon whips it along the boards. That back out to center. 3:26 remaining here in the first. 3-2 our score. Boston as Sutton tips it across and down behind the Bruins net. Ray Bourque off the skate blade of Hines. Sutton will hold it. The penalty on the play, a hooking call noted by Dennis Morrell. When we come back, we'll take a look at it. Brent Ledyard has assessed a hooking call at 16:53 of this first period. Third power play attempt for the Bruins. And let's go back to the action behind the Sabres net. Sutton is there trying to clear it. And Ledyard involved in that infraction before Sutton working that puck from behind. Here's Bourque along with Juno. Oates at the goal line. Couldn't hang on. Checked by Smellick. Oates tipping it back up to Bourque. Oates by Bodger. Intercepted off the stick of Oates. Now Juno gets involved as Bourque tips it rink wide, and Sweeney forces the Bruins down in their zone, and Sweeney continues to do some checking on Wesley. Bourque racing at center, leaving it back behind the Sabres net. From the corner is Joe Juno. Bodger with the coverage. Neely breaking free. Oates from behind the net, trying to flip it out in front. Working it back to Bourque, taking the shot off the stick of Neely to the left side of the Sabres net. Shot by Juno went wide. Wesley from the left point, flipping it back behind into the corner for Juno. Now to Cam Neely. Scored the game's first goal as Wesley along with Oates work it to the right side of the Sabres net. Here's Neely. 48 seconds left in the penalty Ledyard. Slap shot is blocked by a sprawling Schmeling. Oates setting things up into his own zone. Working it to Wesley. Now at center is Wesley, and he'll drill that over the glass and into the crowd, stopping things with 1:37 remaining in this first period. 3-2 our score, Boston. As we take a look at this date in NHL history, brought to you by Grossman's. April 24th, 1979. The Rangers and the Flyers set an NHL playoff record for the most goals in one period. That's 9. New York won the period 6-3 in the game 8-3. Shop with the Pro. This date in NHL history. And the new NHL commissioner, Gary Bettman, along with Seymour H. Knox III. Bettman will be Jim Lorenz's first period guest. Coming up in a minute 30 from now. Dmitry Krabatelnov through center, working a right wing pass over to Brad Shaw. Carney trying to take the big defenseman off the puck. Shot on by Smolinski. Sutton making the save, and finally Grant Fuhr finds it loose from the left side of his net and will cover up. 10 shots on goal for the Bruins to the Sabres 7. They hold a 3-2 lead. And Grant Fuhr having some help now by the linesman with some ice work. As you see, the puck centered out there and a shot on by Smolinski. The defensive play by Sutton also made the initial save, and Grant Fuhr comes in to hold things up. 1:16 remaining here in this first period. Bruins jump out to a quick 1-0 lead at 2:19. Mogilny ties it at 10:09. Juno comes back at 4:15. 35 seconds later, it's Peter Duras. There's a shot going over the glass and into the crowd. And at 15:46, Dale Hawerchuk with his second of the playoffs. Randy Wood and Donald Audette. 3-2 Boston. Ray Bourque, who netted a power play goal in Thursday night's contest. And the Bruins work with that two-man advantage. Oates still looking for his first playoff goal. We'll have a break in the face-off formation, so we will try it again the left side of the Sabres net. Dale Hawerchuk out now with Richard Schmelik along with Doug Bodger and Pat LaFontaine. 110 consecutive games for Pat LaFontaine, regular season included. Oates is ejected out of the face-off circle, so Steve Leach will come in to face Hawerchuk. 3 seconds left in the penalty to Ledyard. Wesley taking the play back behind the Sabres net. Here's Travoltana, couldn't hang on to it. Leach comes up with a loose puck. Under a minute to play here in the first. Ford taking the shot on Fuhrer with the save. He's pushed down to the ice as Hawerchuk captures out at center. Gets it back behind the Bruins net. LaFontaine from the boards, gets checked by Wesley. Ford tipping along, intercepted by Brad May. He gets checked by Leach. The 2:27s go to the ice. LaFontaine trying to tame that bouncing puck. Leading into the corner for May. Showing his strength, Hawerchuk. Now to thread it over to Ken Sutton from the slot area. Couldn't hang on. Hawerchuk. Tipping it to the Boston line. Oates. Now to Steve Hines. From the slot area. LaFontaine looking for that loose puck. Picked up by Oates. Over to Leach. Who scores? Couldn't control the loose puck, and the Bruins capitalize once again and take a 4-2 lead with 11.1 seconds remaining in this first period. And watch LaFontaine look to control that puck. Looking a complete 360. And Leach really didn't get all the wood on that shot at all. The shot again and just went to the left side of Fuhrer for the 4th Boston goal. So Steve Leach, who had 26 during the regular season, nets his first of the playoffs at 1948. Adam Oates also collecting another assist. It's 3 so far for Adam Oates in tonight's game. He had 3 on Thursday night as well. Sweeney tipping it up to the line, but the period runs out on the Sabres, and the Bruins take a 4-2 lead to their dressing room off 12 shots to the Sabres 7. And Andy Moe backstopping the Bruins in the first period. Coming up in our first intermission, Jim Lorenz will be talking with the NHL Commissioner Gary Bettman. We'll have first period scoring summary for you and the update of the other games tonight in Stanley Cup 93, the Karuba collision of the game, and first period highlights. Stay with us as our coverage provided to you tonight on the Empire Sports Network.
We now move ahead in the action.
This period of tonight's game is brought to you in part by your good neighbor Chevy dealers of Western New York. By Tops Friendly Markets. Tops never stops saving you more. By the Talking Phone Book. Go ahead and use me. Everyone else does. And by the Budget Gourmet from Kraft General Foods.
Welcome back, everybody. John Gertler along with Jim Lorenz. There has been a goaltending change for the Sabres. Dominik Hasek relieves Grant Fuhrer, who did not accompany the team out to start this second period. Dominik Hasek in 28 Sabre games during the regular season at 3.15 goals against average. Limited experience in the playoffs. Small amount of time for the Chicago Blackhawks last year. We'll try to get an update for you on the condition of Grant Fuhrer, if he is okay or if there's an equipment malfunction or whatever. He is not on the bench. As we get set for this second period, Bruins leading it by a score of 4-2. So far it has been the Adam Oates show with 3 assists. He now takes over the lead in playoff scoring. There's a shot won by Brad May here in the opening seconds as Moog was tested at the 10-second mark of this second period. Durvis powers his way across the Sabres line. Put back out at center. Don Sweeney works it over to the right side for Hines. LaFontaine and Ledyard down their own zone. Tipped back out by Holder. Ray Bourque Through center to the doorstep of Hasek, who leaves it for Ledger. Stephen Leach, the latest Bruin to score, that at the 1948 mark of period number 1 to give the Bruins a 4-2 lead. Ray Bourque tips it back along the glass behind the Sabres net. Ledger checked off the puck. Goes back to the top of the slot. Wrist shot. Hasek making the save after the shot made by David Shaw. And Dominic Hasek out for a slide in front of his net to cover things up. So if you just joined us to start this second period, Dominic Hasek replaces Grant Fuhr, who did not accompany the team out from the dressing room, as we take a look at the Sabres bench.
And Dominic Hasek during the regular season won 2 games against the Bruins. And one game I remember in particular in Boston, he was spectacular.
Nordiques have tied the game up at Montreal 1-1. As Leach leaves it for Neely in front. Tipped by Oates to the left side of the Sabres net. Hannon holding on to Oates. Neely coming in to control that puck. Poked by Bodger. Along the boards as Sweeney takes a swipe at it, leaving it for Dave Hannon. 2-on-1 for the Sabres. Hannon shot off the shoulder of Moog and into the crowd.
That was
Sweeney coming in with Dave Hannon.
That was a terrible play by Don Sweeney at the Buffalo blue line. What in the world's he thinking about? As he moved in from the point, and this is the end result, a 2-on-1 as Dave Hannon shoots the puck. May have glanced off the crossbar. I think that's what they're saying. And so the faceoff is back outside the Boston blue line. And Tom Draper is now the backup goaltender. You're allowed to do that. There's Grant Fuhr. We're trying to get a report on Fuhr, and so far we have nothing.
Tom Draper called from the press box to suit up for this second period as Sutton forced behind his net by Tim Sweeney. Richer keeping it into the right point. Donato's got it in the corner. Kearney in pursuit. Donato tries the wraparound off the blade of his stick. Leaves it down along the boards for Kimball. Tips it back over for Tim Sweeney. Now Donato takes the shot. Hasek with a fine save. The rebound. Kearney finds off depth. Tipping it up to Randy Wood. Comes right in on Moog. Wood shot stopped by Moog. And he goes sprawling down.
And a penalty coming up on the play. Randy Wood got an excellent scoring chance, so that could have been a penalty shot. Boston going 2 minutes for hooking. And I am surprised the way the Bruins are playing here in the second period. They've given up a 2-on-1 and now a partial breakaway as Wood fights off the hook. Oh, I beg your pardon, he didn't get the shot away. As Wood just goes between the Boston defense and is hooked off the puck. And so the Sabres trailing 4-2 trying the power play. But Boston, John, when they get ahead 2 goals, you seldom see them give up 2-on-1s or breakaways like that. And we've seen 2 2-on-1 and a breakaway in the last 30 seconds.
Third power play attempt for the Sabres. They stand 1 for 2 in this game as we go to the face-off left side of Moog. LaFontaine, Mogilny, and Himmelab up front. Ross controlled by the Bruins. Duras tips it back behind that, intercepted by Mogilny as he's checked off the puck. And it is picked up by Poulin. Working it across the Sabres line. Trailing it is Duras. Brought off the blocking pad of Hasek. Score! Dave Poulin as he picked up his own rebound. And as Jim Lorenz told you in the first period, netted 5 shorthanded goals in the regular season, and there's a shorthanded for the playoffs for Dave Poulin.
Now Dominic Hasek just didn't get over quick enough. Poulin, remember I talked about throughout this series taking advantage of a power play when the opposition puts a forward on the point, and that was Howardchuk. And Howardchuk doesn't check the puck away from Poulin, and he puts it in off Hasek's skate, and the Bruins with a shorthanded goal lead 5-2.
So Dominic Hasek, who replaced Grant Fuhr for the start of this second period, tested early, came up with a couple of good saves. And Dave Poulin sneaks in a shorthanded goal to give the Bruins a 5-2 lead. Here's Himmelab back to LaFontaine with a shot. Moog making the save. Rebound Howardchuk. To the top of the slot to Bucker. Holding on to the puck. Bucker fires away. That's off the skate blade and cleared by Juris. Reinforcing the Sabres deeper into their corner with 1:11 left in the penalty to Roberts. 5-2 our score. Boston here in the second as Bucker tips it from center and the Sabres cut for offside.
Nahimalev was tripped up and both skates were inside the line. 1:05 remaining in the penalty to Boston as Poulin scores his first unassisted at 2:13.
So John Muckler will put Bob Sweeney, Randy Wood, and Donald Audette to work on this power play situation. Bill Holder and Duck Bodger will work the points once the play goes down to the Bruins zone.
You know, this is a type of a game. We've seen 7 goals already where I have a feeling we're going to see a few more. And the Sabres, lots of time here with 17:08 to play to get back in this game.
Bodger tipping it down in the corner. Audette in control of his stick. Saved by Holder. His shot turned aside by Moak. Rebound Wood blocked by Wesley. There's Bodger back to Holder. Passing it over to Wood, who tips it back to Holder. Bodger now to Donald Audette. Bodger holding it at the line. Audette the goal line to Bob Sweeney. Takes the shot. Moak making the save. The rebound cleared by the Bruins. Sabres trying to mount the attack here on the power play with 30 seconds left in the call to Roberts. 5-2 our score. Boston. Shaw pops Audette off the puck. Hines kicks it. And that's finally cleared by Donato. Holder is the safety valve in his own zone. Lead pass up to Randy Wood. Working it across the Boston line. And it's chopped by Wesley. Wood recaptures control. Working it back to Holder. Now to Wood again. Holder. Moving it from the slot in front. Off the skate of Shaw. Rebound Wood to Sweeney. In front for Audette. Scores! Donald Audette.
What a great shot by Audette on a perfect pass out. Andy Moog had no chance. You'll see on the replay. He has to hug the post. The puck comes to the front. It's in the net before he can challenge the shooter, Donald Audette. And there could have been a penalty on this as Audette got hammered by Shaw after he scored. What a beautiful shot by Audette. Now watch Moog. He does not react at all to the pass out. And Audette fires it into the net before Moog can move. There's nothing a goaltender can do on a play like that. And the Sabres are on the board with their third of the night.
Trying to claw their way back. We'll check and see if that was a power play goal, Jim.
It was not. 1 second after the Boston penalty ended.
The Bruins jump out strong in the second half of the first period. Take a 4-2 lead, and they struck early with a shorthanded goal here in the second by Dave Poulin, but Donald Audette refuels the home team. Comes in 2 of tying it up. Neely covered by Hannon. Loose puck up to Presley, who breaks out with Yuri Himonek. Presley from the slot. Ledyard comes in on the play. Roberts and Neely pick him off, popping it behind the Bruins net. There's an open Neely into his own zone. Second period action, 5-3 Boston. Left into the corner by Neely. Ledyard tipping it out to center. Bork is there. Works it right back in. Asher cannot control it. Tim Sweeney down on his knees. Now Leach powers his way behind the Sabres net. Ledyard as they get it up to a covered May. Hannon sweeps it along the boards. Works it across the Boston line. Presley has got it. That's poked by Tim Sweeney. Now May gets a shot. Hannon trailing in, leaving it down and along the corner. Sutton back to May. Don Sweeney taking May off the puck, and Tim Sweeney comes up with it for the Bruins. Second period action, 14:37 left to play. Carney forced to work with Sutton out of his own zone. Sutton connecting with Mogilny. Taking that wrist shot wide of the Boston net. LaFontaine overskates the puck, and Moog will hold it up against the net. This is a regional break. Second period action. Bruins holding on to a 5-3 lead.
We now move ahead in the action.
April 24th, 1989, Wayne Gretzky scored his 86th career playoff goal, making him the #1 playoff goal scorer in NHL history, passing Mike Bossy. This date in NHL history has been brought to you by Grossman's. Visit Grossman's today in Depew, Niagara Falls, Hamburg, Amherst, and shop with the pro.
Right side of the Bruins net, draw controlled by Wesley, tipping along the boards.
We talked about matchups.
Here's Wood's shot with Wesley intercepting.
Buffalo playing the LaFontaine line now against Poulin, but the Bruins quickly change, and Oates is on.
Shaw tipping it up to Wesley at the line. Neely looking for it. Back to Adam Oates. Drop pass intended for Neely. Left back out at center. Hannon and Sweeney come back out along with Yuri Himmelman. Asher sweeping it along with his stick. Back out to center. Leach is there. Bork in his own line. Pressured by Himmelman. Loose puck picked off by Ken Sutton. Worked back down into the Boston zone. 12 minutes even left to play here in the third. Bork is taken down. A high stick by Himmelman, and we're going to have a call on that one. A hooking call, actually. Well, against Bob Sweeney.
So Boston trying on the power play is they are 2 for 4. This is their 5th try. You notice the pace of this game, John. How the third period started very quickly for Buffalo. They were in the Boston zone, banging the Bruins around, but Boston has slowed this game to a crawl by clearing the puck out of their zone, icing it, and that's what we were talking about. That's their strategy. They're up 2 goals, the same way as the Sabres played in games 1 and 2.
Work from his own corner in pursuit is Presley, taking him off the puck. Juno bats it, held into the line by Barker with a shot to the right side of Andy Mosley. Didn't even see it. Schmelik works it back into the Boston corner. Anderson a good check on to Wesley, but here comes Bork streaking out through center. Well, with Preble, Tomoff, Oates, and Neely, and they're cut for offsides.
Of course, the Sabres, any opportunity here with on the penalty kill, they will take it offensive. Sometimes when the opposition is on the power play, they tend to relax. Buffalo did that back in the second period, and Poulin scored a shorthanded goal. You see the Bruins, they changed their strategy. They put 2 defensemen out there. They will not play the forward on the point, or Joe Juno, or we see Donato sometimes. With a 2-goal lead, they put 2 defensemen, not the forwards.
Bork and Oates work together from behind their net. Wesley, Rick wide now to Oates, who breaks out with Preble, Tomoff, and Neely. Here's Neely at right, in front. Action is not made. Wesley working it from the slot, back over to Adam Oates. 1:05 left in the penalty to Bob Sweeney. 5-3 our score. Boston here in the third quarter. They shot away and get the full number on it, and Patterson trying to get it up to Presley. Looking from behind. Oates is chopped at. Wesley works it in front of the Buffalo net, but it's cleared by Bodger. Penalty killers change up on the fly. Hannon in pursuit of most clearing that puck. Oates takes it from the right boards, intercepted by Bob Corkin. Limited duty tonight. Oates held up by Ledger. Corkin reversed the floor of that puck. Oates taking it away, working it back to Bork. Now over to Oates. 23 seconds left in the call to Sweden. At the goal line is Leach, stopped by Hatchick. Sutton from his knees, intercepted by Tim Sweeney. Now Shaw firing that shot away. Hannon made the block. Back off by Shaw. Got it again, taking it. Hannon again blocking another shot. Here's Shaw firing it in front. Off the skate of Sutton, and he'll clear as the Sabres are back to full strength. 9:48 remaining here in the third. 5-3 our score, Boston. Tipping it up to the line. Kearney trying to work it back to the Boston line. LaFontaine intercepting. Coming across. Nice right wing pass to McGillney taking a shot. Moog standing up on that one. Off his stick. Kearney gets the rebound along the boards. That is poked free, and Gouras clears it back out to center. Botter at his own line. Back up to LaFontaine. Over to Brad May. McGillney with a shot. Score! McGillney! Sabres come within one.
Alexander McGillney with a slap shot between the legs of Andy Moog. He maybe had a better scoring chance about 20 seconds before that and couldn't score, but this one goes into the net, and the Sabres are back in this game with 9:17 in regulation. We talked about the big guns must fire for Buffalo, and McGillney gets the Sabres back in the game with his second of the night, his sixth of the playoffs.
And the good luck charm back on the ice, the Octopus.
Notice Brad May on that play just let the puck go to Alex and said, you take it. Boy, he is such an explosive hockey player. And that time he showed up on the left wing. The chance before that was from the right wing. He heads to the open ice. LaFontaine gets him the puck when Alexander McGillney gets open.
Now, John Muckler had mentioned his soldiers have done a good job in the 3 games. And now it is time for the big guns to take over. As they're trying to do right now. LaFontaine hit by Don Sweeney. Puck is cleared by the Bruins out the center skate race now with Peter Gouras and Keith Kearney. Hines looking to control that bouncing puck. LaFontaine back on the play, and now we're got a little penalty coming up here as Kearney and Hines will be going to the penalty box. Let's take this time out.
Four-on-four situation as Hines goes for roughing Kearney for cross-checking. McGillney has the second of the night, sixth of the season, sixth of the playoffs from Brad May and Pat LaFontaine. 8:58 showing on the clock.
This is the first 4-on-4 of the game as Dale Howard-Chuck faces Juno at center, wins that draw, carries it right to his own line. Donato. As they tip it up from the left wing, works it back into the Sabres zone. Sutton is there. 5-4 our score. Boston here in the second half of the third period. Ledyard in front of his net. It's a nice move to get it out to Howard-Chuck as he tips it across the Boston line. Oak handling it into the corner. Sutton now works from the left point. Tipping it back down to the Boston corner. Howard-Chuck controls it front. Himmler scores! He scores! Himmler, and the Sabres have tied it.
Talked about shooting the puck in. That's what Dale Howard-Chuck did to start this play. Howard-Chuck ends up making a great play in the corner after Moog doesn't do a good job of handling it. Look at this play by Howard-Chuck on Shaw. Himmelev is in front. 2 Boston defensemen in the corner, and the game's tied. You just knew you were going to see more goals in this game. At the end of the second period, what a great shot by Himmelev. He kept it on the ice. The Bruins miscue, and the Sabres tie it. How do you like that?
Yuri Himmelev with his second point of the evening, his third goal of the playoffs. And we've got a tie game with small whisk brooms starting to creep out onto the ice here at the eye.
You know, John, the 4-on-4s in Boston heavily favored Buffalo. The Bruins cannot match up 4-on-4 well against the Sabres, and I don't know why Brian Sutter, I don't like to second-guess coaches, but tell me why Adam Oates and Neely weren't on the ice to start that.
They start this face-off after the Himmelov goal is LaFontaine, Mogilny, Schmelik, and Botter. Bruins forced in their own zone. Dort from behind now wheels things up to his own line. Right wing pass intended for Duras, batted back by Botter. Pooler. Forced Don Sweeney back into the corner. LaFontaine in pursuit. 1 minute left. The respective penalties. The Hines and the Kearney. Botter in his own corner. Tied at 5 here in the third with 7:49 remaining. Don Sweeney. Using the right wing board to get it up to Peter Duras. Couldn't do it. Ledyard's got it. Tips it up to Sutton. Tips it across the Boston line. Takes a solid bounce from the corner. Don Sweeney's got it with 33 seconds. After the penalties, 4-on-4 here. Duras breaking out. Shooting it down to the right side of Hasek. Ledyard, full stride out the center with Himmelov and Howard-Chuck. Here's Ledyard with the shot just off the right side of Moon. Himmelov capturing the rebound. Takes the slap shot. Stages in front. Tipped by Howard-Chuck, the left side of the Boston net. The attack is on for the Sabres. Here's Howard-Chuck shooting it both, making the save.
The big guns have come to life for Buffalo. Howard-Chuck, another great play. Watch Himmelov, spots Howard-Chuck. He just tips it wide, and watch this great play again by Howard-Chuck. He steals the puck from Wesley and spins and fires it. Moog makes a great save.
8 seconds left, and the penalties to Kearney and Hines as we go with the face-off to the right side of the Boston net. 27 shots on goal for the Sabres. Yuri Himmelov sets himself up parallel to Moog. Hannon and Oates for the draw. Hannon wins it, goes in and out of the Boston crease, leads from the corner, tipping it back behind the net for Bourque. Teams are now back to full strength. Don Sweeney tries to power his way down the left wing. Leach came from the penalty box, works it back behind the Sabres net. Bodger is there. Working it up along the boards, out to center. Hannon tips it across the Boston line. Don Sweeney from the corner. Letting it go, intercepted by Schmelik. Waiting for Patterson to clear the zone. Sweeney from behind, up to Cam Neely. Rink wide left wing pass over to Leach. She was met head on by Ledyard. Botter now from behind the net. Neely holding on to that puck with his skate play. Working it back goes in front for Tim Sweeney. Tried to fire the shot, blocked by Ledyard. Scramble for the puck. There's Roberts jamming at it. As it's held down to the ice surface by Bodger. A loose puck just in front of the Sabres net.
And Bodger alertly down on the ice, falling on it for the faceoff. 5:59 to play here in regulation time. Yuri Himmelov ties it from Dale Howard-Chuck. 11:36. Himmelov's third goal of the playoffs. There's the action. Could have thrown a blanket over 6 or 7 players in front of Dominik Hasek.
Well, Rochester has defeated Utica 3-2, so they win that best-of-7 series. 4 games to 1. Rochester advances. Face-off left side. Buffalo net. Draw controlled by the Bruins. Paveltoma back to Stephane Richer. Tipping it back behind the Sabres net. Sutton is there. In pursuit is Tim Sweeney. Taking Sutton off the puck, and he's backed off by an alert Howard-Chuck. Working it all the way down into the Bruins corner. An icing caught against the Sabres with 5 minutes and 43 seconds remaining here in the third period. We are tied at 5.
Donald Adet scored his first of the playoffs back in the second period. And Adet I think back to last year, scored a number of big goals for the Sabres. In overtime, late in hockey games. He's playing with Howard Chuck and Randy Wood. And the Bruins trying to hang on here on the third, as the Sabres have dominated this period. Boston came in with a 5-3 lead, and the Sabres have scored 2 to tie it.
You say dominated, Jim. They started right at the opening faceoff of the third period. Donato taking Sutton off the puck. There's Carvaltona firing it. Hasek making a big save, and he is roughed up on the play.
What a save that was by Hasek, but he knew Carvaltona was in front of the net as the puck came from the corner. Hasek was in perfect position to make the save. Watch Dominic Hasek as Sutton gets knocked down in the corner. Look at the position he had on that shot, and he didn't go down. Carvaltona hoping that Hasek would be down on his knees and that puck would sail over his right shoulder into the net. And Hasek, give the guy credit, he came in a tough position for Grant Fuhr, led in a bad goal, shorthanded by Poulin in the second, but since then he has been perfect and has made some outstanding saves.
Face off left side of the Buffalo net. Howard Chuck leaving it over for Schmeling. Pressed behind by Carvaltona and Donato. Open three is off deck to a skating Howard Chuck. Wood up and on the play, just coming across the Boston line. Randy Wood with a power play goal in this series, taken down behind the Bruins net. Howard Chuck all over the ice here on this shift. Popped back down into the Sabres zone with 5:08 remaining in regulation. Score tied at 5. Wood lost control of it. Duras from the left wing. Checked by Bodger. Holding strong, trying to center it out in front of Hasek. Will cover it up. We'll be right back. Score tied at 5. Sabres once down by a score of 5-2, and they have battled back to tie this one up at 5. We'll go to the face-off to the right side of Dominic Hasek. LaFontaine, McGillney, and May. The line up front. Hilder and Ledyard. The blue liners, Poulin facing LaFontaine for the draw. LaFontaine winning it. Ledyard and May. Tipping along the board, stopped by Don Sweeney for the right point, captured by LaFontaine in front of the Buffalo bench, tipping it over to Alexander McGillney, trying to feed May, who is skating right in on the Boston net. Here's McGillney centering it in front again. Dura skates out for the Bruins. Left wing pass over for Dave Poulin. He's got the speed, but he can get the shot away on the angle, and Hasek will not take any chances.
That was a good play by Grant Ledyard, because from up here it looked like Poulin might have Ledyard beaten. But Ledyard, with the experience, those defensemen know how to play the angles, how to use the ice and force forwards to the corner, and that's what Ledyard did. And Hasek then held on to the faceoff. Now, it looks like he has a bit of a step, but that was a great play by Grant Ledyard. And Poulin is a good skater, a very fast skater. So is Ledyard. But a nice defensive play by Buffalo. 4:34 remaining.
So the LaFontaine, McGillney, and May line comes off. Dave Hannon along with Bob Sweeney and Yuri Himalev on. We had talked about game-winning goals on Thursday night. Bob Sweeney, a statistic. He tips it right to the line. There's Don Sweeney in his own zone. Himalev in pursuit. Leach. Left wing pass over to Adam Oates, who is covered by Hannon. Oates tipping it up to Leach. In front of the net is Bodger. Long to Himalev. Stopped at the Buffalo line by Oates. He manages to clear it back behind where Hasek sets it up for Schmeling. Sweeney can't control Wesley from the left point. That wobbles wide. Rebound Himalev. Tipping it back behind the net to Schmeling. 3:57 left in regulation. Score tied at 5. Loose puck off the skate plate of Neely, finds Bodger at his own line. Tipping it down into the Bruins corner. Shaw is there. Along the way to Glenn Wesley. Goes with a long shot off the glove of Hasek. Sutton. Here's it right up for Bob Sweeney. Tipping it out to center ice. Richer tips it back to the Buffalo line. Ledyard teaming up with Sutton. Left wing pass to Wood off the blade of his stick. Richer now over To Roberts, flicking it in the Sabres corner. There's a loose puck. Batted in front. Donato, but Wood clears it back out. 3:10 left to play in the regulation. Score tied at 5. Roberts to Tim Sweeney, connecting with Ted Donato, top of the slot. Putting it down behind the Sabres net. Sutton chops it into the corner where Wood carries out. Right wing pass over to Donald Audette. Trailing is Dale Howard-Chuck. Audette looked to drop it over to Howard-Chuck. That was intercepted by Roberts. Now Schmelik goes with a long shot. Into the corner, Howard-Chuck was backhand gloved by Moog and swept under the ice for Roberts. 2:40 and counting left in regulation. Score tied at 5. Yuri Himalev, the latest to score, is Kearney. Chips it up to Donald Audette. Sabres going to change up on the fly. LaFontaine, Mogilny, and May out there now from the boards. Here's Mogilny looking for the hat trick. Firing that shot wide over the glass. And into the crowd.
Alexander Mogilny, a sensational performance again here tonight for Buffalo. Scoring his 5th back in the first period of the playoffs, his 6th in the 3rd period. And as Tommy McVie was talking about, the assistant coach of the Bruins, Tommy said Alexander Mogilny spooks our defensemen. I mean, Alex is so quick, strong. He shows up wherever there's open ice. You can expect to look for Alexander Mogilny. There's Tommy. He's quite a character who fits in well with this Boston coaching staff. Brian Sutter is the real intense, don't talk to me. And Tommy's more of a happy-go-lucky guy, so a good balance back there.
Face off to the right side of the Boston net. LaFontaine from the draw, tipped down into the corner. Bork is there, whipping along the board, stopped by Ledyard from the right point. Carries to the slot area. He tries to get the shot away, but he's double-teamed down to the ice. Poulin clearing it back out. 2:05 remaining in regulation. Here's Hines taking that wrist shot wide. Rebound, Mogilny tipping it out to center. May works it along the boards for a striking pat. LaFontaine still controlling from behind the net. In front as Sutton came in on the play. Couldn't get the shot away as he was heavily covered. Don Sweeney clears up to Peter Duras. Now Dave Poulin across the line. His slap shot blocked by Ledyard. Hines from behind the net. It bounces to the right side. She covers up out of the top of the goal crease. With 1:37 left in regulation, we are tied at 5.
Dominic Hasek made an excellent play, John, with his goalie stick. As the Bruins had good position in front of the net, the puck was passed out right here. And Hasek covers up for the faceoff. Good job by the Buffalo goaltender. Here's a smart play by Brad Mays. He banks it off the boards to LaFontaine. Look at the strength of LaFontaine as he uses his leg to ward off the check. 1:37 remaining in regulation.
From one crucial face-off to another, this time for the Bruins to the right side of the Sabres net. Rolled by the Sabres. Schmelik tipping it up to Himalev. Works it back out to center. Poked by Sweeney. Back into the Boston zone. Wesley from behind his net with 1:25 remaining in regulation. Shaw tipping along the boards and went right into the Boston bench. Forces the face-off inside Boston territory.
Let's look around the National Hockey League. The Canadiens holding on to a 3-2 lead against Quebec in the 3rd period. Islanders and Washington in overtime. And here we are 1:15 away from overtime, deadlocked at 5.
A nail-biting series going along. From the draw. Intercepted by Bob Sweeney. Tipped back behind the Boston net. Oates works it along the boards. Intended for Neely. Bodger pokes it back. Himalev checked from behind by Wesley. Held along the boards. Puck remains idle between the two players. Poked by Oates. Under a minute left here in regulation. Sabres once down by a score of 5-2. Have battled back to tie it up at 5. The win tonight for the Sabres would send the Bruins home for the summer as Hannon tries to work it Front of the net, Schmelik chips it back in as the Sabres clear the zone and get a shift change on the fly. But here come the Bruins, led by Bork across the line. Time remaining in the lower right-hand portion of your screen for the third period. Audette intercepting that puck at the line. Trying to work it back to Wood. Neely intercepts. Now Hannon chops it right in front of the Boston bench. Wood works it across. Audette in pursuit of that puck. Hannon captures. Works it back to the line, and Wood shoots it back behind the Boston net.
They're going to overtime.
Skate race here with the seconds counting down with Kravotonov and Ledyard. And folks, it's only fitting that this game goes to overtime as the Sabres stage the comeback and tie the game at 5 as we set the stage for overtime, the third in this series. Shots on goal in regulation, 33 for the Bruins, 27 for the Sabres. 5-5 as we go to overtime. Don't you go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Leach and Oates. Buffalo countering with Hannon, Himmelev, and Sweeney.
The Sabres have been getting work from their guns tonight at the end of regulation. Mogilny with 6 shots on goal. Howard-Chuck with 5. And here we go with a face-off for overtime. Hannon, Sweeney along with Himmelev up front. Worked immediately into the Boston zone. Wesley from behind. Looking for everyone to get into position. Shaw flicks it out to center. Got wrapped up with a linesman. Poked back to the Boston line where it's worked back over for Richard Schmelik. Tips it along the boards. Leach powers his way across the Sabres line. Picked up by Bob Sweeney. Turns on the speed down the left wing. Sweeney from the corner. Trying to flick it out in front, which it does, but Moog is there to capture it. Just snuck it out there.
Yeah, he crossed up Andy Moog. A pretty nifty play by Bob Sweeney. As he sort of double clutched as he went around behind the net. What you don't want to do is give the puck away blind to the front. Now watch Sweeney right here. See that quick play that he made, and the puck slid to the front of the net. But when you go around the outside, you don't want to be tossing pucks blindly back behind you. You want to try to keep everything toward the net. Now we have LaFontaine, Mogilny, and Brad May.
Face off to the right side of Andy Moog. 33 shots on goal for the Bruins, 27 for the Sabres. Puck is cleared by Hines down in the Bruins corner, popped up by Bork. LaFontaine sweats it in. Bork forced to use the boards. Doris couldn't hang on. Ledyard tipping it back behind the Bruins net, goes into the corner. Bork is pressured, stolen by LaFontaine. Works it in front. Mogilny couldn't get it on the blade of his stick. He captures the rebound. Here's Ledyard with the shot, just the left side of the Bruins net. What a play by the Sabres. Ledyard again with the shot, and play is called.
LaFontaine made an outstanding play also to storm into the Boston zone. He ended up with the puck, and Mogilny just missed. Look at this great play by LaFontaine as he stole it from Bork, and Mogilny just failed to tap that one in. This is what speed does for you. LaFontaine got in there quickly, and LaFontaine just couldn't control it off his left leg.
And that stoppage face-off outside the Boston line. Shot back in off the stick of Schmelik. Now Bork skates at center.
You see what the Bruins have double shifted the Oates line. They're out there again.
Don Sweeney from behind his net. Bork in the corner, flipping up along the glass. Leach is held as Neely powers his way from the left side of Schmelik, who hangs on to Neely. Puck is cleared by Bob Sweeney up to Yuri Himmelev. Trying to work it across the Boston line. He does. Will be relieved by Brad May as Bork skates out of his zone. We're in overtime. Score tied at 5. Neely top of the slot over Leach. He comes skating in. Saved by Hasek. Rebound captured off the glove of Schmelik and cleared back out to center. We have played 2 minutes of overtime. Richer at his own line. Tipping up for Peter Durst. It breaks free from Schmelik. Here's Durst with a shot. Save. Rebound. Hasek teaming up with Schmelik. Loose puck. Bodger tipping it along with his glove. Mogilny has 2 on the evening. Clearing it out to center. Hines working it back across the line along with Oates. Bodger from the corner over to Brad May. Works it out of his zone from left. Off the skate of Poulin. Lowe leaving into the corner for Bourque. Poulin tipping it over for Steve Hines, who crisscrossed with Peter Durst. And in the play is Don Sweeney. Here's Hines from behind the Sabres net. He's crushed by LaFontaine. Loose puck. Poulin in front. Shot save. Hasek and he'll hang on to that as Durst looked to backhand it in.
Oh, sensational goaltending by Hasek here in the overtime period to keep the Buffalo Sabres in this hockey game. Watch Dominic Hasek go to work on this play. Outstanding save with the pad on the backhand shot by Durst. And Durst had 2 quality scoring chances on this shift. And Hasek is so quick. LaFontaine knocks down Hines behind the net. And there's the great save by Dominic Hasek.
Anything will help Brad May. He was to end up scoring a game winner. Here's an update. Montreal has defeated Quebec 3-2. That series now tied at 2. Loose puck. Tim Sweeney trying to get on the blade of his stick. Howard Chuck works it along the boards. Shaw stops it from the right point. Bruins mounting the attack down in the Sabres zone. Preveltalna checked along the boards by Wolf. Comes up with the puck. Intercepted by Donato. Here's Preveltalna to the goal line. Now behind the net. Poked away by Ledger. Takes Preveltalna up into the boards. Howard Chuck rears it up out of his zone. Stolen by Donato, who is met by Sutton. Now Ledger checked heavily by Preveltalna. Loose puck funneled up deck. Flicking it over the glass and into the crowd. 16:31 left to play here in this first overtime session. Score is tied at 5.
And the Boston Bruins, John, are not lying back there going for it.
Do or die for the Bruins. Face off right side of the Sabres net. Bodger tips it along the boards for Himoda. Working it out to center. Leach kicks it with the blade of his skate. Sweeney held up at the Boston line. Roberts is there. Roberts skating now across the Sabres line. The veteran defenseman checked into the boards by Schmelik. Himoda in there and locking up that puck. Down in the corner, forcing that stoppage of play. Yuri Himoda continues on with his point-scoring streak. Scoring a game-tying goal at 11:36 of the third period. Also picked up an assist and a Mogilny goal in the first period.
Jonathan hopes that they're able to score off the draw.
Hannon is ejected out of the face-off circle. So Bob Sweeney comes in to meet Adam Oates. 3 assists on the night for Adam Oates. From the draw, left out of the face-off circle.
You know, the Sabres probably would rather have Sweeney in there, and sometimes Hannon will go in to try to have the opposition tossed. Oates is good on the draws. And sometimes even if you're thrown out, it doesn't matter because that's not the game plan anyways. You're trying to have the opposition thrown out, in this case, Oates.
Right again. Right side of the Boston net. Sweeney coming in to power his way from that draw. Hasek sweeping it over to Himoda. In his own corner, using the boards to get it out to center ice. Richer out of his own line. Swing pass intended for Leach. Hasek tipping it over to Bodger. Behind the net for Schmelik. Intercepted. Centered out in front by Oates. That's blocked. Neely looks for it, and Hasek will cover up as Leach and Oates, along with Neely, looking to bat that puck in.
Now this line of Hannon, Sweeney, and Himmel have not looked.
Well, the face-off right side of the Buffalo net. LaFontaine meeting Poulin for the draw. Left into the corner. Poulin got a solid stick on that face-off. Mogilny lost it to Poulin. Jammed behind the net where Sutton. Carries out of his corner up to LaFontaine. Met by Sweeney. The two collide again. And that puck is cleared now into the Buffalo bench. Well, Don Sweeney and Pat LaFontaine have been having a confrontation all game long.
Hey, Patty's telling him, he's saying, hey, that was a good check. You don't mind getting creamed if it's a good legal check. And Sweeney certainly laid a good one on LaFontaine. Clean, and that's all you care about. You don't mind if a guy plays tough against you.
Draws pop back into the Sabres corner. Carney after it as he teams up with Sutton holding on to Hines. We're in overtime, tied at 5. LaFontaine tripped up. May coming into the zone. Got the puck. Hangs on to it. Scores! He scores! He scores! The Sabres win it. They sweep the Bruins. Here come the Bruins. It's only fitting for the sign to be down where the Sabres are in the corner. 10 years ago to this date, where Brad Park scored the overtime winner for the Bruins in 1983. And now it is Brad May in 1983. It's been a long time coming. This place has gone wild.
John, Doug Bodger said after last game he has never heard crowd noise in his career like he heard. Well, he ain't heard nothing yet. LaFontaine makes the play, and then Brad May does the rest of it. Let's watch. Was that Mogilny or was it May? That was Brad May. What a sensational overtime goal to win it for Buffalo. May puts it between the legs of Ray Bourque, fakes the shot, freezes a goaltender, and drives it in.
How about LaFontaine? There we go, back to that time. Anything that help?
You better believe it. He'll save that stick.
He said, come on, baby.
That stick will probably go right to his recreation room.
The biggest goal for Brad May in his sophomore year.
What a stunning upset this is, John. And look at Bob Sweeney. Bob Sweeney's down in the far corner celebrating. What sweet revenge for Sweeney. And that guy has got to be tremendously proud of his hockey club, not because they swept the Bruins, but because they were down 5-3 and came back tonight. 3 of the 4 Buffalo wins in overtime.
Nobody has moved here from the eye. They want an encore. The ice littered with brooms. A 4-game sweep for the Sabres as they defeat the Boston Bruins 6-5 in overtime, winning it 4 games to none. And Mogilny taking a curtain call, voted one of the stars of tonight's game.
Alexander Mogilny got the Sabres the big goal that they needed in the third period to get them going. Mogilny's goal made it 5-4. Kimmel tied it, and May did the rest in overtime.
Here comes the star of tonight's game. Out of the chute, it's Brad May with the broom. Game-winning goal scored by Brad May. 6-5 overtime final for the Sabres over the Bruins. Sweep them in 4. We'll be back.